Let's be real now for a second. We all fake something at some point. Whether it's over-exaggerating a story to make it sound more exciting than it really is, putting on a smile at work to keep things professional when you'd rather do unspeakable things, or showcasing a picture-perfect life while struggling behind the scenes. Maybe we even act wealthier than we are. Can't blame us for that one. And you know what? That's okay. Being a little fake now and then is kind of normal. If we were brutally honest all the time, life would be a lot more stressful. A little fakeness can help us avoid unnecessary drama and even uplift others who might need some positivity. But this video isn't about the positives of being fake. It's about the negatives. Or at least what I see as negatives. There are moments where it's just too much, and it gets so fucking annoying, in my opinion. Like, genuinely, it can be mentally exhausting. I'll give you some examples in a moment, but let's be real now again for a second. Sometimes fakeness just shouldn't fly. Fakery in ads, politics, and small talk is pretty much expected, so it doesn't bother me too much since we all know it's part of the game of life. But when it comes to personal relationships, accountability, or situations where things like trust matters, that kind of fakery can be seriously frustrating, and even harmful. Now, before I continue further, I just want to preface this video by saying that I'm only going to scratch the surface when it comes to this topic. Fakeness in society is influenced by so many things. Psychology, complex social dynamics, culture, influences from social media, and more. And trust me, I'm not a psychologist, anthropologist, or some research scientist who can give you the most in-depth analysis. So don't expect this video to be super deep. I'm just an observant 20-year-old woman sharing my thoughts, so take it for what it is. Now then, the first situation where I feel like fakeness shouldn't be allowed is during job interviews. Let me be more specific actually. Fakeness involving the recruiter pretending
that you totally have a shot at getting the job.
Here's why it's a problem. It wastes both the recruiter's and candidate's time, it leads to frustration, and it can damage the company's reputation. Imagine you go in for an interview. The recruiter asks you many detailed questions involving compensation, future steps, and the job overall. Seems very interested in you with active listening. The interview lasts for an hour. You get complimented for some of your skills, and the recruiter tells you to expect a call later in the week. Only to get completely ghosted afterwards. This actually happened to me, and ironically, the company usually sends rejection emails. Like, really? Was that necessary? What's the point of giving false hope? If the recruiter would have told me right then and there that I wasn't going to be the right candidate for the job, I would have been able to move on in a snap and apply for more positions, and the recruiter could have saved some time from cutting the application process and interview short. But no, I sat there at home, waiting for a response that never even came. For a whole week and a half. If I had been desperate for work, those wasted days could have been a big setback. Of course, now I know better, I learned from this experience, but my point still stands. Fakeness during job interviews shouldn't be a thing, and I wish recruiters would be honest about their intentions. The second situation where fakeness really shouldn't be allowed is when it comes to internal job opportunities. Giving someone false hope about them getting a role they've been wanting for a while is just morally wrong. Imagine asking your manager for a new position, knowing you're qualified and that your current role can be filled by someone else. The manager then confidently says yes, with affirming head nods, only for you to find out later that someone else got the job after a few days. This didn't happen to me, but it did happen to someone I know, and they weren't upset with the person who got the position. They were upset with the manager. Why say yes when the answer should have been an honest no? It not only left them disappointed, but it made them want to leave their job entirely. If I were in that situation, I'd much rather hear a no than be misled and start feeling good temporarily. You can't always get what you want, and I accept that, but lying just breaks trust, and I know the worker who was misled couldn't help but view that manager in a different light afterward. The third situation where I feel like fakeness shouldn't be a thing is in close friendships.
We'll use the power of friendship. Yo!
The reason I say close friendships and not all friendships is because I recognize that sometimes you're friends with people who you aren't that close with. While I don't necessarily like the idea of being fake in casual friendships or with acquaintances either, I can at least understand how it might sometimes be necessary, especially if you're forced to get along with people you don't fully vibe with or don't trust completely. However, when it comes to close friends, I feel like there should be no room for fakery. It's like, these people are supposed to provide a safe space for you, and you should provide a safe space for them. If you feel as though you'd get judged for sharing unflattering things about yourself around them, then you might have to think twice about who you're close with. And if you're afraid to express your true feelings and opinions, then what separates them from casual friends or acquaintances? Honesty goes a long way, and arguments are only natural among people who genuinely care about each other. That is what makes the bond between close friends hella strong, even unbreakable in some cases. Fourth situation, I will have a total of 5 in this video, where fakeness shouldn't be allowed is in medical spaces, when the patient wants information given to them straight. I will have to clarify a lot for this one, but I'm ready. There are certainly patients who need to be approached with sensitivity when receiving medical information, particularly those who are fearful about medical-related matters, as some can go into shock if they're not handled carefully. It's really not easy being a medical professional. But if people ask you to tell them what you're about to do to them head on, or what their medical diagnosis is, it's an asshole move to try to dodge the truth. I'll give you an example. Say a patient went in to get their blood drawn. They ask how much pain they should expect to be in. A fake answer would be that they'll experience no pain, or a very minuscule amount of pain. An honest answer would be that they'll likely feel a prick and slightly uncomfortable, but the procedure will be done as swiftly as possible to not prolong the pain. With the honest answer, the patient would be mentally and physically prepared and appreciate the transparency. With the fake answer, the patient could feel more pain than you anticipated, and since they weren't warned about it, they'd likely come out of that room feeling upset with a ruined experience. With diagnoses, I feel like the idea is similar. If a patient directly asks about their diagnosis and its severity, they deserve a response without any fakeness, in my opinion. Of course, the answer should be given with care and compassion, but definitely truthfully too. In the end, clear communication in the realm of medicine likely would make the experience much better for everyone involved. Okay, 5th and last situation. And yeah, I might sound a little hypocritical since I mentioned how fakery in ads is expected, but I really have to call out the whole unhealthy products being sold as healthy thing. It's super common in the US, but I'm sure it happens in many other countries too. Not only is tricking vulnerable people not really a moral thing to do, but the whole thing is just very annoying in my opinion. Take ice cream for example. Slapping some fruit chunks in it and calling it healthy ice cream is just ridiculous. We all know ice cream isn't supposed to be healthy, and that's totally okay. Some foods are just meant to be unhealthy, and let's be real, we'll still buy and eat it. And then there's the whole candy-flavored cereal for breakfast thing. It might taste good, but eating that cereal every day can't be good for your organs. And don't even get me started on diet sodas. They're always branded as the healthier alternative, but come on. Are the artificial sweeteners worth it? Less sugar might sound good, but throwing in extra harmful chemicals? Not so much. And don't get me wrong, I'm not judging anyone who drinks diet sodas to cut down on sugar or to try to lose weight, but I'm just saying, the branding of them being healthier is a bit absurd to me. No soda is healthy, and that's okay. They're meant to be unhealthy drinks. Healthy drinks would be water or unsweetened tea. Possibly some juice without added sugar too. I do like me some juice. Personally, I just think unhealthy foods should own what they are. At least for me, I can see right through the bullshit if they ever try to brand it as healthy. Alright, to conclude this video, I just want to repeat that some fakeness is okay and should be expected. It's a part of life. The stuff I mentioned, yeah, they're not going anywhere because people will keep doing people things. People things being lying, cheating, scamming, deceiving, misleading, etc. We're all guilty of at least 2 of those. Though, despite fakeness being prominent in society, I just wanted to share my opinion about it because I know there are peeps out there who don't really like that fact. You can always let me know fake things you're tired of in society in the comments below, or add on to whatever I talked about here. And just remember that this video wasn't necessarily a deep dive, it was more of a casual viewpoint. I'll reserve the deep dives for the pros, or for those who are super into research. Thank you for watching if you made it this far. If you liked what you saw, you can always click the thumbs up, subscribe, and share the video with someone. It makes me really happy to see people enjoying my content. I have a Twitch, it's Xaira Gamer. I stream various games about twice a week. I always have a schedule too. I post artworks and reels on Instagram from time to time. I have my own music channel where I post some of my amateurly made songs, if you're curious to give them a listen. I'm going to try to upload videos here about twice a month, but I can't promise consistency yet. And with that, I can't wait to see you next time. Bye!